Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Friday Night Live with Royce and T.
That's it. We're back.
We missed you guys. We had a bye week. So I hope you guys missed us. We have a wonderful show for you. But first, we're going to talk about our week.
Our week. Well, I want to say, I think that whenever we go away, it's only because, we have to rejuvenate.
Yeah.
It's hard being this shady.
Yeah.
When you're shady like that, you need to rest. It's draining.
It is. The shade.
It's really
we don't really throw shade, though. We're we're
truth tellers.
We're truth tellers.
Yeah.
Truth seekers.
Truth seekers. That's it.
Yeah. So it's just kind of what life is, but it's draining.
It's debilitating.
Draining. It is so bad.
So we're coming in with our first segment. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
My girl TT got some things that she's.
I do. So for all my people that work retail, I'm sure that you guys can relate to just customer interactions in general, just being just the worst part about it.
Should we tell them a little bit about just our history and our?
Yes, we should. Okay.
There are good things that can come out of retail.
Not many.
Not many things.
Discounts with clothing is probably the biggest one.
Yeah, discounts with clothing. But our best friendships started as I was working at PacSun. I was 16 at the time. And she came in, she was my customer. And I think the first thing that I said to her was,
I think it was about my hair.
It was about your red hair.
I was a redhead.
She was a redhead. And I said, oh my God, your hair is amazing. I don't remember what I said exactly, but I loved her hair. We hit it off immediately. And then we just started to become really close. Yeah. And that's whenever we became best friends. And then she went on to work at a different PacSun store. And we would call each other on the phone every morning. I was an assistant at the time. She was a store manager at the time. And we would call each other in the morning, actually all throughout the day. But our typical time was in the morning.
When we were stressed the hell out.
Yeah, we would just do our paperwork and talk. So that is something that came out of retail situation.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
A great friendship came out of retail.
Right.
But most of the other shit is awful.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like PacSun had a completely different customer base. So
really different.
Yeah, it was completely different. Where we work now, we shall not name. But I feel like that customer base is something completely,
it's off the charts.
It's absolutely insane.
You've never experienced anything like
I have never heard so many off-brand racial comments or ignorant comments just in general until I started working there.
It's in an area where there's a lot of
upper middle class-ish people
that are not necessarily well-rounded from a cultural
standpoint.
Aspect.
Yeah. So social cues and things that are normal to us are not normal to them. So they don't understand the concept of weave or changing of the hair or
what do you mean?
You know how I think were you there the day the customer was is that all your hair?
Oh my God, I was there that day.
I was
tell them that story.
I was okay, so I change my hair pretty frequently. I have a habit of it could from day to day, it could literally be different. I could be in one day long hair, another day short hair. It could be red, gray, whatever color.
Right.
Just floating my boat that morning.
As a lot of our girls do, I feel like.
Yeah. But I feel mine aren't too drastic. I usually stay in the realm of being realistic.
Yeah.
The realm of believability.
Right.
But this lady comes in and I had my hair was big and curly, and she was "Oh my God, I love your hair. Is it heavy?" And I was well, no heavier than yours. And she was well, can I touch it? And I was I just laughed it off because I'm can I touch you? I'm not a pet.
Right.
Why do you want to?
Yeah, or no, I think, and then she went on to say, well, how long does that take?
How long does that take?
And then
it's just these invading questions, and I'm just most of the time I'm just seriously, I feel an art exhibit. It was almost when I went to China, and all of them were oh, you NBA player,
They said that to you?
Yes. Like, not NBA, but WNBA. But like, it was like, oh, you play basketball? Like, no, just because I'm tall and black does not mean that I play basketball. Like, I did play basketball in high school, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like at our place, we just get the most ridiculous stuff. Like, just ridiculous comments. Like, and because we're at work, there's a lot of things that I can't respond to. Like, I would have loved to tell that lady, can I touch your wig?
Right.
Like, your toupee or like
whatever it was.
Piece.
That's the thing though. Like, I think that I understand like having that interest. I get that interest and that curiosity.
Yeah,
like, your hair is not similar to mine. I want to like, I'm interested about it. I want to ask. That's okay. I mean, I get wanting to like indulge in our culture a little bit and just see like what's going on. However, you cannot cross that boundary of like invading someone's personal space.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't
reaching to touch my hair. Absolutely not.
Like, I wouldn't walk up to a white person necessarily and be like, wow, your hair is great. Can I run my fingers through it? Yeah.
Like, because essentially that's what it feels like. Can I touch your hair equates to, can I pet you?
Can I pet you?
That's literally how I feel. Like, no, you cannot pet me. Petting hours are over.
Yeah.
I just can't deal with it. Like, and I feel like across the board, sometimes customers don't realize how they come off. And because you're in retail, like I watched this video the other day and it was so accurate. It was a video about this guy working in a store. I don't know where he was working at, but this old lady had asked, it was a dog toy, and she had asked, could he get it for her?
Right.
And he was like, oh ma'am, I see that there's one right here. It's the same one. And she was like, no, I don't want that one. Toby doesn't eat mustard. There was a hot dog and the hot dog had mustard on it. And she was like, no, he doesn't eat mustard.
I'll tell you what, man, it must be nice to have all that nerve that these customers have. I mean, I couldn't imagine. I mean, maybe it's just because, honestly, even if I didn't work retail though ever a day in my life, I still wouldn't talk to people like that or treat people like that.
I wouldn't either.
Even before I did work retail, I never treated anybody like that. No. It's not cool. Like, I've had a lady, I think one of my worst. I've had a lot of bad.
You've had bad ones. We get bad ones as a unit.
Yeah, we do. And I think it's really because like I have been doing this for so long that I'm really not here for any of the shenanigans. I expect to be treated a certain way. If you're going to come to my customer service line and you're not going to do that, that's okay. But like, just don't expect for me to keep like turning the other cheek. It's going to be, I'm going to give you what you give me in return. So, I mean, there was one time where I had a phone call from a customer that was from another store. So she calls. I'm getting ready to get into this.
Oh, goodness.
So she calls. Thank you for calling the unknown store. This is Rory speaking. How can I direct your call? She goes, hi, I'm looking for a pet bowl. It was like some type of cat bowl or something like that. I'm looking for a cat bowl, for my cat, whatever. She starts to describe it to me and said, okay, well, I'm going to send you back to the department that's going to take that call.
Right.
Well, wait, what do you mean? I have to put you on hold. Oh, well, no, I don't want to be put on hold. I want you to answer my question right now. I said, okay, well, I'm in the front of the store. So the alternative is, she said, I want you to tell me now. I said, okay, well, the person that's going to have to pick up the phone call I'm going to have to put it on hold, and they're going to have to walk to the phone to do that. And I'm in the front of the store. And so that involves me putting you on hold and me walking to the back of the store. So if you want me to do that, that's fine. But
you're still going to be put on hold.
And you're going to be put on hold for longer because I'm going to have to walk the perimeters of the store to get to the back of where Pets is. She just wasn't having it. She wasn't hearing it. Okay, fine, whatever. And so I get back on the phone and she starts putting me through it. Well, what type of colors? Well, what this, what that? I mean, but I can't even recreate how bad she sounded on the phone, how rude she was.
But even when she came in the store, she was even worse.
When she came in the store, she was worse until she saw me. Until she saw me, because when she came in, your demeanor was all just fucked up. That's the thing. Like, everything can be, we're over the phone, whatever, that's fine. But when you see like that, whenever you feel my energy, I don't know what it is about us, but we have this energy that will just exude. Like, if we're happy,
it's great.
But if we're not happy,
get away. Run for cover.
And run for cover. And needless to say, after she experienced me in person and she realized that I was not playing games with her, I never had a bad experience with her again after that.
Yeah, she kind of shut that shit down.
I killed all that noise.
Yeah, but like seriously, like I think working retail has made me like, I feel like I have studied psychology.
Yes.
Because like you can analyze people and like, it's just like the level of ignorance and like the sense of entitlement that certain people have, and they don't even realize the way that they come off. And I'm just like, so like, let's get back from under the rock that you live in, because like we don't just exist in your world.
Right.
There's a whole other world of people that live out here.
Exactly.
But I think like trying to get people to understand that sometimes is just like, just because we work in retail does not mean I work for you.
For you.
I'm still a person. I'm still a human being. I still have a life. And like, you still have to treat me with some type of level of respect. And like, the biggest thing that bothers me is putting the money on the counter. That literally, like, if I could, you know how on cartoons, like you see people and their head pops off and they turn red? Like when people put money on the counter, that's literally steam blows out of my head. I turn red. My head pops off. Like
I want to show them what my reaction will be. Set some. Okay, your total is going to be $3.76, ma'am. That's my reaction. I will stare at that money laying there on the counter until you understand that you are going to pick that change up and put it in my hand. I'm not picking money up off the counter. Like that's the thing. And majority of the time, about 85% of the time, my hand is out like this.
So they put it down anyways. And I just look at it like, are you fucking kidding me?
They will look right past your hand and set that money on the counter. For what?
For what? What purpose does that serve?
Yes. All you're doing is adding an extra step because I'm not picking it up.
Literally. So I pick it up. But here's what I do when I give them the change back.
Set it right back down.
I put it right the fuck back down on the table. Like,
I don't pick it up.
We're not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. Like, what? It's literally like a slap in the face. If my hand is out,
right?
Why would you think that putting it on the table is the acceptable place to put it?
Right.
I just don't. Yeah. That blows my mind. I think in working retail, I've been working retail since I was 17. So that's about 8 years worth of this shit. And after 8 years, I still don't fucking understand why you just can't hand me the money.
Why you can't do that?
Just put it in my hand. Or they throw their bag on the table like, oh, I have a return. You can't empty the bag.
Right.
Do you have a slip? Yeah, it's in the bag.
Okay.
So we're not going to open the bag. We're not going to get the slip out.
What about wet, when it's raining and they bring in their wet return? But you know what? As a matter of fact, I think that this might have to be a reoccurring thing because we have stories that we could write a memoir, multiple memoirs.
Ridiculous customers.
I think that maybe like,
this is a reoccurring thing.
We revisit this maybe once a week.
We could definitely revisit it.
Because I will.
If you guys want to hear more about our retail experience and our retail lives every day,
let us know. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell us about it because we'll tell you all about it. Well, I gotta talk about my stressful day real quick because I don't think I didn't get to tell you about
You didn't. What happened?
So I have a very busy schedule. It's kind of hard being a college student and I do a lot of different things. So like a typical week for me is like Monday through Thursday. I have classes, plus I work. I do 3 shows for my school, and then I come here and I do this show. So I'm booked and I'm busy and I'm trying to keep my grades up and whatever. So I'm pretty tired. Yeah. So I've learned how to survive off of like 5 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah, and he texts me and keeps me up most of those hours when he's awake.
Yeah. So today what happened was, I woke up at around 7 a.m. I went and ate breakfast because at college you have to eat at a certain time until you don't eat at all. So it's almost like jail.
Legitimately.
Honestly.
Expensive jail. You just pay to be there. So basically I woke up 7 a.m., went, ate, I got up, got in the shower, got dressed, everything, went, ate breakfast, got on the bus, went to my job, which is about a 35 to 40 minute bus ride to go pick up my check. Picked up my check, went, did some banking, cashed it, did all of that. Got back on the bus, had to be back downtown by 11 because I had a workshop that I had to sit through for learning how to work different type of equipment in a TV studio, whatever. So I signed up for it. I wanted to go and learn. So I did that. That was about 2 hours. Left from there, and I had an hour for I have a video production and editing class, where we had to go out and do some different shots of different things. So I went out, I went and checked out the equipment, left to go do my shoot. I gave myself an hour. I said, okay, Royce, you can do this in an hour. I think that you can, get this done. I underestimate that like time a lot. I think, I'll get it done, but it ends up taking a lot longer. So I shoot all this brilliant stuff. I had some really, really, really great shots, but I was super pressed for time. And tell me you didn't save it.
What happened was, Okay. So what was really good about one of these shots is they were washing windows on one of the buildings, and they were on a lift, and they let me get on the lift. They let me get on the lift. So I was shooting these they were really, really nice shots from up on this like window washing like cherry picker. I took a selfie so that my college professor would believe that I actually was doing this. And so I leave, I'm running back to go check my equipment, and I only have a few time. I have to upload this footage to my hard drive. I left my laptop at home, and I did not have time to go back because I had to be on the bus so I could make my hair appointment at 3. It was about 2:49. So at that point, I ordered my Uber. I just lost all my footage. I was shooting for nearly an hour, lost all of my footage. So now I have to go back out and reshoot.
But you won't be on the lift.
But I won't be on a lift. I will never have those shots again. I doubt I'll ever be able to get on a lift again, at least like for free or,
Can we have a moment of silence for your pictures?
So let's have a moment of silence.
And your footage.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
No, but so let's talk about my week.
Okay.
So last week, I talked to you about.
I like the way the sun's hitting your face.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We talked about how, my social media bothers the shit out of me. My DMs bother the shit out of me. She
took it to a different. We talked about that on the last show, but she followed up with that and took it to an extreme measure. Tell them what you did.
Okay, so you have to understand, I have gotten in the past 2 weeks somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 friend requests on Facebook. And for those of you that have never experienced that, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Like the people that like being Instagram famous and Facebook famous and all this other shit. The fact that Facebook has a cap at 5,000 friends made it my new favorite social media site. Yeah. The fact that after 5,000, I cannot add another individual makes me like warm and fuzzy.
But I think can you still get the notifications though? If somebody asks
I pray to God not.
Because that would really, really be terrible.
So neighborhood of 2,000 friend requests in the past 2 weeks. So like I said, people that have not experienced that, it's the most annoying shit I've ever dealt with in my life. To the point where like I was getting messages from people that I don't even understand, couldn't even pronounce their name, don't even know what language they speak, were in my inbox. Like,
do you get those messages though, or not messages, friend requests from those random like video vixen girls?
Yes,
they're all
and
fake accounts.
What is that? I don't understand the point in that. I don't know what purpose it serves. I don't know like what you get out of that. Like, but I'm sure there are some lonely men out there that are adding them and probably in their glory because they think some video vixen is just in love with them and wants to like send them nudes.
Yeah, yes. I don't understand that. I really don't get that.
The whole Creeper Central, like, so
I think our studio tech is shaking his head too. Do you get those?
Yeah, the crazy. You get the crazy video vixin ads, the little crazy fake pages. Yeah. See,
do you just started?
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah. You have one post,
and you have like, one post, no likes, no friends.
I said FBI, FBI, defense,
yeah. What did I miss?
What did I miss? Who sent you? Where did you come from? Yeah, so like I'm like, no. So like my Facebook drives me insane to the point where my mom called me yesterday and she was like, Tay, like I seriously don't like the fact that there's all these random ass people consistently commenting and asking to shove their dick in you on your page. Like, and I was like, yeah, it's seriously like, it's not just like,
oh my God, that's awful.
It's not just like the normal, like you're pretty, like my block list in 2 weeks has grown exponentially. Because like there was this one comment, this guy was like, I love chocolate. I want to shove my white cock in you. And I'm like, what?
I'm gonna walk off this set. I'm gonna walk off
I
this set.
I think I still have it in there. And I was just
oh my goodness.
Like,
that right.
No, hey, how are you? What's your name? You're
Hi, I'm Daryl.
And that wasn't
right.
But wait, the part that's better about that is that wasn't in a private message. That was on a public picture.
Are you serious?
Like, nigga, do you know that I can see you?
Oh my God.
People can see this. Like, I had deleted the comment, blocked his ass, but I was just like, The nerve. So like the nerve. Like, did you really think okay, I have a question, a serious question. I will be taking polls on my Facebook. Do some of y'all females actually respond to that? Like, do y'all like that? Because like I can send them your way. Like, just let me know, comment something so that I know where to send them, because like that doesn't work for T. Doesn't work for me.
I gotta tell you something.
Like, what now?
I did something really bad today.
What did you do?
I didn't tell you about this.
Oh God.
Okay, so so this is the thing. I have really become like, in past years, I have been known to maybe gather a person together, rake them across the coals a little bit here or there. You know, I've been known to talk bad to a couple people every once in a while if you can push me to that limit. But I've reserved that. I've kind of repressed that part of me, and I've been in a much more positive mindset some days, most days. But I kind of brought old Royce back out today.
What did you do?
So I'm gonna give you guys the
short, sweet
version. Long story short, how can I? There's this girl. She's actually a grown woman. And I don't know what it is about older generations and like their obsession with social media, like my mom included. Long story short, she's a mutual associate, I guess, of the family. And she was on Facebook talking about my mom, and she does it all the time. Like
talking bad about your mom?
It wasn't necessarily about my mom. My mom said something about her daughter being bad. She's like aggressive. So my mom, like, this girl is off the hook. I mean, this kid is, she's like hyper, she's like overly energetic. She's nasty to like my niece. She like hits her and kicks her. They have kicking contests. She kicks my niece all the time, steals her. She's like Angelica from the Rugrats. So I'm serious. She's like Angelica from the Rugrats. So long story short, my mom basically finally told her, like, listen, you need to get your daughter in check because she's not a nice young girl.
Not at all.
She's nasty to my granddaughter. You need to get her together. Well, she gets on Facebook and she starts asking all her Facebook friends, is my daughter violent? Is she bad? Is she this? And so she starts like an entire Facebook poll about this. Mind you, she has like 4 or 5 other kids. And I just don't understand how, like, with that, like, how do you have time to do that? Like, she spends like 85% of her day on Facebook. Like, you need to be, instead of like spending all your time on Facebook and worrying about like getting into drama as like a grown woman, maybe you might want to like go scrub the dishes. Maybe you might want to go wipe the cobwebs up the corner of your apartment. Maybe you might want to go sweep the floor. Maybe you want to go scrub the soap scum off.
Tend to
the bad kid that you leave unattended in the bedrooms by themselves and without watching them or supervising them. Maybe you want to handle that. Maybe you don't want to. So maybe that's not something that you want to do. And I don't get it. You know what I mean? How do you have time to sit on Facebook all day and you have all these other things going on, but you have time to start polls on Facebook? So then she starts texting my mom. She starts texting her and she starts, because this girl is, the mom is crazy. The mom might be worse than the daughter. The mom is nuts. She's off the hook. She starts texting my mom, blowing up her phone. She starts blowing up my sister's phone. So.
Oh God, what did you say?
I'm bringing the receipts out. Give me a second. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what I said to her.
Right.
And I don't like to get involved, but I will always hold it down for mine. Absolutely. So if anybody's talking to my mom or about my mom in a negative way, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to get involved.
Because I almost beat up somebody in the parking lot for beeping at my mom.
Exactly.
So that's okay.
But here's the thing though, if I have to get involved and say something to you, I'm not going to go do the back and forth with you. I'm going to tell you one thing and I'm going to expect you to pipe down.
Okay, that's it. We're done.
That's it. Because I don't have time. I'm too booked, too busy. I don't have time to be doing this with you. So here's what I told her. I've since been blocked.
I'm sure.
So I said, I have a hard time grasping how a grown woman with too little time to handle even the simplest of daily tasks has the time to start a Facebook poll on whether or not your daughter is violent. But since the polls are open, I figured I'd let you know. Your daughter is the epitome of a troubled, violent child. She has kicking challenges with my niece, pulls her hair, smacks her, steals her stuff constantly, to the extent that when I buy her things, I tell her she can't take them to your house because they're never going to come back. That's real. Let's not forget the gum in the hair and the many other times, many other tragedies she's caused over the past few years. She used to cut my niece's hair off. Yeah. I said, all of this you would be fully aware of if you didn't leave those kids unsupervised while you spend your day being a professional Facebook stalker. All of this to simply tell you, nobody is going to tell you the truth. People will tell you what you want to hear. I could think of several people who would say your kid is arguably the worst and most poorly behaved child they've ever seen. Please, what did I say here? Please don't take this Facebook mess any further, because this is where I got a little ratchet. Oh, I said, because I got time for you today, sis. If you want to go there with me, you can, but I promise you'll have one really hurt spirit. Please consider this as our little please consider this our little understanding that you're going to get off Facebook with all of that. And before you reply to this, just remember, I'm not the one. Talk nice. As a matter of fact, don't even reply. There's not anything you can say. Facts. Your daughter is a problem, period. Don't even reply. I hate to be the one to tell you, but your friends be lying, man. All right, girl. Anyways, you carry on and have a nice one. We'll talk soon.
You're a brat. Like, officially a brat. Like,
I don't like to have to look. I don't like to have to read people, but if I have to, I mean, that used to be a profession of mine.
So you had a clapback.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a few of those this week.
Yes.
I posted a few of them. Like, there were a few clapbacks that I had to give people this week on Facebook.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, you remember the one. You'll appreciate this. You'll appreciate this. So we took a picture in the studio a few weeks back. Royce and I had taken a picture. I posted the picture and I was like, my best friend, my co-host, love you, kissy face, mwah. So I posted the picture. I got a comment following from some guy that I don't even know his real name. I don't even know his real name. I just know his Facebook name. Don't even know him, not even relevant. Comments, and like, I had conversations with him, but like nothing, I couldn't even tell you what side of town he lives on. I don't know his phone number. Like, legit, like, just pick the name out of a hat.
He has no purpose.
You have no purpose whatsoever. So he comments and he was like, I knew you was fucking him, lying ass girl, da 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 da. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, pause, freeze. So like, don't come for me unless I send for you. So like, he got an earful. I screenshotted it and then my friends came on. Like, you don't want to come for me on a public post, especially places where my friends have access, because you just look dumb. And I was like, so I clapped back. And then you clap back. Then my other friend got on there and clapped back. So like, I'm just like, don't, like, I am not the person that you want to come for. Cause like, my demeanor is like really calm and really chill and I'm really nice, but like.
What might appear to be demure, sweet, and reserved does not mean that if you want to peel that back, there ain't another personality underneath there.
Like,
because
don't come for me.
Yeah, it might not be something that you want to do. If you want to test those waters, get your feet wet a little bit, see what it's like. Yeah,
that's
cool. But those are uncharted waters that you might not want to do.
I've told a few people this week that they can feel free to exit my page whenever they want to, because I'm an asshole and I don't plan on changing anytime soon.
Right.
So like,
feel
free to exit. As a matter of fact, I'll make you exit. I'll exit you for you. Like, so I've blocked people. My block list has increased significantly in the past 2 weeks because of Facebook video calls, which is a whole topic in and of itself. Like, don't call me.
I don't want to talk to you.
I don't.
If you don't, as a matter of fact, though, real talk. When people call me on Facebook, if I did not give you my cell phone number, that means I did not want you to have it.
Blocked.
Which means I never wanted to talk to you on the phone in the first place. Don't call me on Facebook. You have no reason to call me on Facebook because you don't even have my cell number, because I didn't want you to have that.
Can we look directly into the camera?
I'm looking.
Video, Facebook calls, period, any of that shit.
Don't do it.
Knock it the fuck off. It's unacceptable. Don't do it. It
Right.
literally, I want to actually show you my block list and scroll down. Everybody that's on there is probably on there because they video called me or called me in some way or made a comment
Right.
that was completely ridiculous. So yeah, we're just not going to do it. It's.
And then we were in the car the other day and I got some surprising things, which this might be cool for a lot of like other dudes or whatever. But like, first of all, I do not by any means want to see any type of member of your body in my DMs. I just do not want to. I want to not.
If it
I don't
can't
want
come
to
directly to my iMessage or directly to my text messages, I don't want it. Why? Because I didn't ask for it. You don't even have my cell phone number. Don't send them.
I find it to be very disrespectful whenever you like. I just think that sending like nude photos or like unwarranted nasty selfies like that, I just don't find that attractive. That makes you look loose. Go ahead.
No, listen. And it's not to say that some of the things I receive aren't well received. However, I didn't ask for them, so don't fucking send them. I've gotten some nice stuff.
I just don't like that.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want any of that. I think it's unwarranted. I didn't ask for it.
I've never been that type of person. That's just not my style.
That's not me.
And I'll get you blocked. I mean, that just shows a lot. I feel like if you do that, that just shows you like if you felt like there was going to be some type of interest there, it's not going to be there because you're making yourself look like a nasty human being. You don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know me. That's not.
Yeah, it's not cool.
I don't like that. So
while we're on the subject of phones, can we talk about a topic that's like very, 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 very controversial amongst a lot of people? I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and we were talking about going through your spouse's phones, which I'm against 100%. I feel like this. If you go looking for something, eventually you're going to find it. That's my philosophy, period. It may not be anything super, super bad, but you're going to find something. Why? Because bitches are going to hop in niggas' DMs and vice versa. Like, and unless you're like a person that literally blocks everybody, you're going to reply to somebody. You're going to say thanks. You're going to say something like, if you keep looking for something, you're going to find it. And unless your intention is to leave, when you find it, what the hell is the point? I don't understand it. I've had my phone going through, which it pisses me off because like, just ask me. Right. Just ask me.
Here's my take on it. I by no means believe in searching through your spouse's phone either.
It's ridiculous. I think it's dumb.
I think that here's my reason why is because that is, for the most part, you share about like 85% of your life with that person. If you're with somebody, you're really sharing a lot of your energy, time, space, love with that person. So I feel like you're entitled to those small things that contain your own privacy, and you're entitled to your own privacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that anybody should exert themselves into the little bit of privacy that you have in a relationship.
Yeah.
So the phones to me are one of those things that like, those are just boundaries that you don't cross. That's my phone. That's my business. Right. The things that I do on my phone, that's me. That's not your, and honestly, I'm not doing anything bad on my phone.
Yeah.
You should trust, and you should trust that. And if you're having those, there's two reasons why in a situation that you would have the urge to search through your partner's phone. A, you have really bad self-esteem issues. There's just nothing actually wrong going on.
Right.
Or B, all of the signs are there. You obviously know that something is wrong and you want confirmation. If that's the case, going through your phone, I mean, all that's going to do is really validate it, and you shouldn't really be in that situation anyway.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. I've had only one situation where I've got really caught up with a phone, and that was with an ex. And I'm going to leave that buried in the tomb that it's been buried in.
See, like I've had I was in a relationship, and I had my phone, and they had logged in to their social media on my phone because either their phone had died or phone was off, whatever, something stupid like that. Mm-hmm. And they had left their accounts open on my phone. And I had told one of my friends that it had happened. And like me, I logged out of it, never looked at it, never did anything. I just logged out of it. And one of my friends was like, girl, you ain't looked through it? I said, no. Mm-mm. Like they were like, well, why not?
I don't need to.
Because for me, and then at that point in the relationship, I already knew that there was like shit going on. So like, and I wasn't prepared to leave yet. So like, why would I go through the phone, get the validation if I was gonna fucking stay? That's pointless as hell.
Yeah.
Like you go through all that, be Inspector Gadget, get your feelings hurt, cry on the bed, boo-hoo, talk bad about him on Facebook, and then be in a selfie with the dog filter on like the next week. Like, for what?
And you know what? I think I feel like that's something I might want to talk about next week though, is
bashing your other half on Facebook just to stay with them. Yeah, we can talk about that next week.
Let's talk about that next week.
That could be a whole segment by itself.
Sure we're gonna talk about that next week. So make sure that if that's something you want to hear, make sure you let us know, because I'm coming fully prepared.
Yeah, we can come fully prepared for that.
Because I have a few of y'all people out there.
I have a bunch. I probably have an archive from my old group chat of people that got their ass beat and like posted the pictures of him beating your ass. And then next week y'all got the little kissy faces like babe, love him. Like we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about that next week.
We need a lot of time to talk
about we need a lot of time to talk about that.
Yeah, because I got a few things to say about some of that. So.
Yeah. So
I think
I think we can gear into that next week.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, this Let's Talk About It was so deep. I think I need a drink of water and a break. Yeah, so I think we're gonna come back.
We're gonna reconvene momentarily. So right now, stay tuned.
All right, we'll see you guys after this quick break. I hate you. I hate you too.